Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise. Its continuing mission to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no one has gone before.
So, I'm lying here and I'm goddamn fucking pissed off, you know. It's like I can't exist. The world is coming down, you know. It's crashing everywhere. Fucking stock markets. America is torturing the earth. We're all trying to kill each other. We are all slaves. Nobody can see what the banks are doing. Humanity is going into the toilet. And I do not know what to do about it. I have no idea what to do about it. And you're sitting out there and you have your house and you have a spouse and some kids and perhaps you even have a couple of cars in the driveway and you say, I can't see the world is going down. I have food in the fridge. I have fucking phony paper currency in my pocket. Everything is fine, dude. And that's because you are at the top of the pyramid, my friend. That is why you are blind. That is why you cannot see. Because you're sitting at the top of the goddamn pyramid. And Denmark has a lot of companies that have slave factories in China, you know. Ooh, but we don't control them directly, right? We just buy their labor, yeah. And we have people who control if they're happy, right? Yeah. And these slaves in China, you know, they chain their little kids to poles outside the factory because they have to go work for 20 hours straight, right? So they have to chain their little kids outside, like dogs. And those are the people who create our goods and services, you know. The clothes you're wearing and the phone you're using, the TV you're looking at. All the things that make you a happy citizen, right, are made in hell by hell's slaves. Yeah, that's nice, huh? And we're so happy. feel like I wanna kill somebody, you know. I feel like I wanna assassinate evil people. I feel like I wanna rip the head off the unmentionable one and shove it up his ass, you know. I feel like destroying the entire royal family. I feel like massacring all the former presidents and all their minions. And I want to throw all the bankers into the sun, you know, and watch them burn. That's what I want to do. You see my problem? You see my predicament here? All this anger, you know, and you say, oh, it's so sad, because if you just had a really high-paying job and a family and a couple of cars and everything, you would be happy, right? Because then you would be the king, and then you could step around on everybody else, and that's what it's really all about, right? To be the king of the hill. That's what you're all trying to do, right? That's why you're on Facebook posting all that ridiculous shit, like who is the happiest person, right? And all the while, the slaves are working away. All the black people in Africa walking around in swamps all day trying to find diamonds. And all these diamonds get shipped to some fucking company in Holland, you know? De Beers or what they're called, and they take the best of them and then they fucking burn the rest, you know? They burn the rest because you wouldn't want to have that abundance, right? You need to have scarcity all the time, right? Like all the food storages that you have everywhere with the excess of corn. And no, you don't ship that to Africa, no. No, you burn that. Or you let it sit and rot, because if you shipped it out, the price would drop, right? And Rockefeller wouldn't get his bonus, right? I'm so fucking fed up, guys. And I have no clue what to do. I thought about becoming a politician. You know, standing in front of the TV screen and say, look at all those people beside me who have no fucking clue what this is about. They're telling you about how to get more money for the poor and how we're gonna distribute and who's gonna pay more tax and stuff. And none of them are accusing the banks, right? None of them. And you know, the banks are keeping us as slaves with the shitty paper currency they print in their basement. They don't have to do shit. And you have to go out and work and slave all day and have pay cuts and smaller workspaces and sit in shitty chairs all day and pay for the fucking coffee, right? That's what you have to do. But the banks, yeah, they can just sit back and relax and fuck all their whores, right? And sacrifice your little kids in the basement, right? That's what the banksters can do while you're out slaving away, thinking you have a beautiful life. So let's kill all the politicians, right? Let's kill all the fucking banksters. But you know, You see, the problem is that you don't know what to do because you don't know where we're supposed to be. Like, all you've seen for eternity is crap. You're used to it. You were born in shit. You were raised in shit. You're eating shit. You put shit on your body. You get shit through the television. You're used to shit, right? So you have no idea what paradise is, because nobody has ever shown you. I don't know if I can show you paradise, but I can definitely tell you what it's supposed to be like. So we have let's take a piece of land, right? A piece of unspoiled land somewhere. And we gotta put 500 people there, okay? And you're thinking, am I gonna be separated from my family and everything? No. You can go wherever you want. Like, if you fall in love with somebody, you move to their village. Or if your family gets bigger, you get everybody together. Or if you want to see something new, you travel somewhere and stay there. There's going to be plenty of room. Or maybe you are going to be a pioneer and you're going to expand with some of all the abundance that we have. So don't worry, there's not going to be any prison at all. There's going to be no control about where you are. And we're going to start producing food. And I thought that we might build in a star shape. A star with 12 beams. So at 12 o'clock you have a beam of food. It's like 50 meters wide. And then it stretches for a couple 100 meters. Or however much we need. And we grow food there. And it has to have kind of a roof. So we put solar panels over there to create a roof for it. And then we grow everything we need, all the vegetables, all the spices, and all the fruits, and everything that we need for food, right? And we grow the good kind, the ecological kind, the organic kind, the heirloom seeds. We grow the medicine, right, that makes us stronger and younger and faster and better. And in the middle of this star shape, there's a forum, a center, a symposium, playground, a gathering space, a party room, social ground. And the first beam is 50 meters wide, and the first section is the food court or the restaurant where you go to eat, So whenever you're hungry, you go there to eat. And a little further back, you have the kitchen. It's a giant kitchen, open kitchen. And whenever you want to cook, you go there to cook. So if you go and you want to eat, then you eat. And if the thing that you want to eat is not there, then you go make it. Like, go make your own cheesecake. Go make your own tomato salad. And when you've made it, share it, Share it with everybody else, because how many pieces of cheesecake can you really eat, you know? You'd rather have one piece and share the rest with everybody else, because then they will share everything they have with you. Somebody's gonna come and give you a piece of rack of lamb, and somebody made mint jello and they want to share it, right? So share it, guys. So you go there to eat. But you know, it's not gonna be enough food, so we're gonna make 3 more food beams. So it's gonna be at 12 o'clock, at 3 o'clock, at 6 o'clock, and at 9 o'clock in this circle. We're gonna have a 50-meter stretch of food going in each of the 4 directions for as long as we need it. So this whole thing might fill, a square kilometer. And we're gonna grow everything with the corn, and gonna have animals there. I wanna see if we can develop some kind of synthetic meat, you know. I don't wanna kill all those animals all the time. But I don't wanna fuck with the gene code, you know. I just wanna make it synthetic. You know, you can grow meat. It's not very hard to grow chicken meat or beef or whatever. There are ways to do it. You don't have to have an entire animal, you know. So, or we can just eat tofu. I don't care. We'll figure it out. And between these, you know, you have 4 directions right now. And at 1 o'clock, and at 2 o'clock, and at 4 o'clock, and 5 o'clock, and at 7 o'clock, and at 8 o'clock, and at 10 o'clock, and 11 o'clock, you're gonna have a 50-meter stretch of all the other disciplines, you know. So you see, we're building kind of like a star shape here. And these beams, these lanes of productivity will all be covered with solar panels, you know. And you're gonna ask, well, who's gonna pay for the solar panels? Because you know that solar power is not profitable, right? Fuck off. Oh my god, I'm so tired of hearing the word profit, you know. Pollution is the excrement of profit. All companies have to make profit, and therefore they create pollution, because it is the cheapest way. That is why the unmentionable one wants to have nuclear power plants instead of solar power, because he wants to create something highly unstable and dangerous that costs a lot of money and binds you in slavery, right? Something that he can threaten you. Oh, if it blows up, we have to pour all our money into... Oh my god, I can't even break it down right now. It's so fucked up. Okay, so we have this star shape, right? And at 1 o'clock, we're gonna have science, you know, science and space. So everybody who are a scientist or who have any interest in science or space, astronomy, like the universe, you go there and you cooperate. You work together. On what? On what kind of project? You figure it out. You know, this is just for 500 people. We're 7 billion people. If we all do this, there's gonna be some really interesting projects all around us, you know. We have to decentralize everything, guys. Everything has to be decentralized. So we're gonna make communities at a certain size that can sustain themselves with everything. So simple. And maybe it takes 1,000 people, maybe it has to be a little bigger, maybe it has to be a little smaller, but you get the idea, right? And you're gonna have your internet completely free as intended, you know. No rules or regulations or CISPA and SOPA and PIPA and ACTA. There's gonna be no censorship of the internet whatsoever. And all your communications and instant messaging and phones and everything, you're gonna be able to communicate with everybody whenever you want. There's not gonna be any separation. There's not gonna be any control. So don't worry about your Facebook, guys. It's still gonna be there. There's just not gonna be any evil people controlling it. And at 2 o'clock, next to science, you have chemistry, physics. You know, applied science. You have like machinery, where you create chemicals we need in a safe way. You know, all our engineers and all our builders, we're gonna need metals, right? We're gonna need different electrical things. Gonna have a place to experiment. So it's gonna be physics/chemistry. And if you have an interest in that, you go there and then you create all those things that we would need, the building blocks that we would need to create all this, right? And then at 3 o'clock you have another food station with a kitchen and a food court. People come whenever they want. There will be no work hours. There will be no paperwork. There will be no passports. There will be no passwords. There will be nothing controlling you. Nothing controlling you. There will be no government. You know what government means, right? Government. It means control. Mental. Mental is mind, so it means control mind. It means mind control, guys. Government means mind control. Do you really want that? Do you actually want that? Somebody who controls you. Fuck off, man. The goal is, guys, to have a community that can thrive on its own without any evil people sitting somewhere in a dungeon raping our kids and telling us what to do. That is the goal, guys. So first we're gonna take all the fucking money and put it in a pile and burn it, okay? And trash all the fucking computer systems that has all the little details about who owns what. Trash that fucking thing. And then all the rich families, you know, the 20 richest families, there's like 10,000 people on this planet who decide everything. I don't know what to do with those guys, but they won't have any power anymore. So they can just go fuck themselves. So we can hang them or shoot them or put them at the bottom of the ocean. Create a prison planet for them, an island somewhere, throw them into the sun. I don't give a fuck. Maybe some of them can be reformed, you know. maybe some of them can be saved. Maybe some of them want to be in paradise. Some of them are lost, Some of them are bloodthirsty demons, and they will be executed in the most horrible way. Like, if you don't want to do it, I will sign up for that job. I really want to chop some head offs, Fuck some shit up. Oh my god. Alright, and then at 4 o'clock we have a 50-meter stretch of hospital, right? Healthcare. It's gonna be a place where you go to heal. Go there to be healed. And it's gonna be completely free, Everything will be free. If you cut yourself, you go there, and you don't have to say that you have unmentionable care. Like, you don't have to say that you show them some contract from a goddamn insurance company. They will cure you there because they love you, because they care about humankind. The nurses and the doctors and everybody there, they will teach each other and learn from each other, and you won't have any doctors who's been on duty for 72 hours straight who can't see anything because they're so tired. No, because when they're tired, they go sleep and somebody else comes in there. This is the point, guys. You don't have to go and work for a certain number of hours. You go there when you want to go there and then do your thing, right? When you're hungry, you go eat. And when you feel like making love, you go make love. And when you want to build a spaceship, you go to the science department. And when you want to dress a wound on some little kid who scraped his knee, you go to the hospital part, right? And you do that because you care. You do it because you care and you want to do it. The next is 5 o'clock. And at 5 o'clock we have, next to the hospital, we have the library, the learning part, the school, the university, the college, it is where the humane people hang out. The humanists, is that what you call them? I guess if you're like a psychiatrist or a psychologist or some kind of spiritual person, you would hang out in that section and reading and teaching and learning. Talking to people, talk to each other, So it's going to be a whole healing section, 4 and 5 o'clock. And at 6 o'clock you have some food again. I think we're gonna need to have 4 divisions of food where we can grow whatever we want in there. Have all kinds of projects that you want to have going on. There's a lot of room. It's 50 meters times 300 meters. It's gonna be a lot of room there for you guys to play around in, so you can build whatever you want. And where do we get the materials for all this? Well, we're gonna distribute them. We're gonna take all the materials that we have, and we're going to distribute them evenly, yeah. You've all walked past those shops, right? Where they have all these old crazy things in the window. Old cutlery and old plates and glasses. And, everybody has in their house, they have all these old paraphernalia, all these old things from their past and from their ancestors. Those are very usable things. You should not throw those things away. We're gonna use those things. Yeah, we're gonna share them. You're gonna bring all the things that you have. We have enough cutlery, guys. We're gonna put all the cutlery where the food is. We have enough microwave ovens and fridges and everything. And whenever they break down, we're gonna repair them, right? If we really have to build a new one, we're gonna build one that lasts. We're gonna build it from spare parts from the old one. That's how it's done, guys. And you're gonna say, well, how can we take everything and distribute it? Because all the rich people don't want to part with it. And I say, let us be rid of the rich people, okay? Let us not have any rich people. But they don't need it anyway. A rich person don't need all that wealth. They can't use it. Once you have your white wine spritzer and your perfect daiquiri and your wine cellar and your Chateaubriand perfect steak with saffron sauce. Once you've had your fill, you can't eat anymore, right? So what do you need $600 trillion for? If you're the fucking Rothschilds, what do you need it for? Can you tell me that? You need it to enslave the rest of us. The Rothschilds, they could pay for one gigantic party for every single person on the earth for 10 years in a row. That's how much money they have. A party for everyone for 10 years. But if most people don't think like that. Like, they can't imagine wealth like that. They think it's too much, it's too unworldly. But that exists, guys. Wealth like that is there. We have so much abundance on this planet. We're 7 billion people, and they're killing us as fast as they can because they're saying there's not enough, right? That's because we're supposed to live off 1% of everything. And they're supposed to take the 99% of everything else, right? That's why there's not enough in their little calculator. But if everybody shared everything, 50 billion people is like a conservative number. We could have more than that. And when we fill up the earth, when there's really not enough room for us anymore, then we go to the stars, That's why they're there. That's why God made such a huge playground for us. It's because we are supposed to go out and use it. If you just knew how much raw material are in the planets in our own star system, we don't even have to go to other stars. If you just go to like a Neptune or Uranus or Jupiter or Saturn, they're filled to the brim with raw material. We don't need any more, The moon is packed with helium-3. Helium-3 is created when sunlight hits helium for an extended period of time. And that is just like the cleanest energy source you can get. But we don't even need to go to the moon. We can just put up solar panels everywhere. We only need an area the size of Wales filled with solar panels, and that will power the entire Earth. All the cars, all the industry, everything. The size of Wales, do you know how big that is? If we put that in Africa, that's like nothing. Imagine if we covered the entire Sahara with solar panels. We would have 1,000 times the power that we would need. But no, it's too expensive, right? And the crazy part is that Sahara is made of sand, and you need sand to make the glass for the solar panels. So you can make everything you need from the desert, you know. But no, we can't do that because it costs money, right? We don't have the money to do it, no. We have to ask Rockefeller for permission. And Rockefeller says we have to use oil. Yes, because oil comes out of his ass. And we have to drink the shit that comes out of Rockefeller's ass, right? That's what we have to drink every day. And put it in our cars. And be good little slaves. And pay him his shitty phony paper currency. For his ass oil, right? That's what we have to do. There will be no solar panels for you, little child. No, we are all gonna have to breathe the fucked up gasoline particles from all the cars and planes and transportation and everything. That's what we have to breathe. Right? That's what we have to suck on. The tailpipe of goddamn Rockefeller. And you're thinking, transportation, how are we gonna get around? Like, what about my Lamborghini? And my Volkswagen? Where am I gonna park it? And we are not gonna have those kind of cars, guys. Because they are penis enlargements. They are status symbols and they're not useful. This community is gonna be the perfect size and you're gonna be able to walk around to everything or take your bike or ride on a horse or run or put those crazy things on your feet so you can jump really far, you know, roller skates, whatever. But no Lamborghinis, guys. Sorry about that. And what about the horse droppings, you know? That's gonna be the same deal as with our own droppings, guys. You know, we're gonna use that to fertilize, yes. It's natural. It's not nasty. It's completely natural. I'm gonna put that into the ground again and make things grow, yeah. So, we have another food court at 6 o'clock, right? And then at 7 o'clock we're gonna have to have, you know, the tinkerers, the people who like to tinker with stuff, you know, goldsmiths. And they're not gonna be evil goldsmiths. They're gonna be the good kind, you know, that can make all the tiny things we need, that requires finesse and expertise, and they're gonna tinker away, you know, and we're gonna have the engineers in there. They're gonna build stuff, and all the inventors and everything, we're gonna put it in there. And next to that, we're gonna have a shop, right? Let's call it a workshop, because we're gonna have to be friends with the word shop again. All right, we need to use the word work. We need to know that it's not an evil word as it is right now. You can go work when you want to work. But I would rather that you go play, you know. Go play with the thing you're interested in. If you go to the engineering section, you're not working. If you go to the science station or the food station or anywhere else, you're not working, you're playing. Because you want to be there. You are Homo Ludens, the playing man. Or woman. And in this workshop, you're gonna make all the clothes and the shoes and the furniture and the solar panels and the refrigerators and everything we would need is gonna be made in the shops and in the tinker department, right? At 7 and 8 o'clock, 50 meters wide, 300 meters long. And you see, we got kind of a star shape going here. And in between, there's gonna be a space like a wedge, like a triangle wedge between each beam of the star. And there we're gonna build houses, Anything you would like to build from things that we have. You can build stuff underground if you want, or you can build in the trees. You can build your own house however you like it. Just don't use fucked up materials, okay? Use what God gave us on this green earth. And put solar panels on there, right? But maybe we'll find some kind of balance with how many solar panels we actually need. There's gonna be lots of trees, recreational areas where we can play games. Right at the center is gonna be a tight wedge, but when you go out a bit further, it's gonna be wider and wider, and there's gonna be plenty of space to do everything we want. Ride around on horses and fly our dragons around. And our remote control starships. Pick oranges from the trees and bathe in the rivers. Go kayaking. Rock climbing. All the things that you wish you could do in the city, When you're sitting in your ivory tower in the city, and you open the window and you can hear the traffic, right? You can hear all the fucking cars down in the street just plowing by in an endless stream of gasoline, feeding you all those particles, right? You can hear them right now. Open your window up and you can hear the cars. You need to get out of the city, people. You need to evacuate the cities, guys. You need to be self-sufficient. And people are so worried, well, are we gonna live in the Stone Age? No. You see, the reason we can do this now is that we have technology, we have history, we have the past, we can see it. We've been there. We have the experience. In the old times, when you went to the market and you didn't know how to get the cow because you had 3 chickens and some onions and a cucumber, right? How did you get the cow? That was why money was created, because there was a natural scarcity. We didn't know how to do stuff. We were still developing, so we needed, at that point in time, we needed the coins, we needed the gold. We don't need that anymore, guys. We've been there, we've done that. Let's not do that anymore. Let's take a step forward, right? Let's become civilized. Let us share, let us love. And what happens to all the gold? Well, we're gonna take all the gold and we're gonna distribute it, right? To all these new villages, these new cities. You don't have to build exactly like how I'm describing. There are lots of communities right now that can just remain what they are. And a lot of the ghost towns everywhere can be revived. And you're supposed to go live in all the houses that you're not allowed to live in right now because the fucking banks have taken them away from you. You go there and you fucking live in those houses right now. You know, that's what they're there for human occupation, not for Rockefeller masturbation. You know, that's not what they're for. They're for us. You build them. There's a lot of handymen and workers out there who've built those houses, and you're supposed to go live in them, yes, because you built them, yes. You're not supposed to be living on the street in a cardboard box in a shanty town because of the banks. No, you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to claim what is yours because there is an abundance of everything, guys. And they don't want you to see that. So what's going to happen to the gold? Well, the gold is going to be distributed, and we're going to need a little bit for the spaceship, you know. And some of the medical instruments and other places. We don't need gold cutlery, guys. We're not going to have gold cutlery. Or gold toilets. I'm sorry, Richard Branson, but I really want to blow up your fucking gold toilet. We're not going to have that anymore, okay? We're going to put the gold where the gold needs to be. Like it's a powerful electrical conductor, right? There's certain places where gold is useful, and silver and copper and everything. But there's going to be an excess. And we can distribute that around. Let's make tiny shapes, you know. Let the goldsmiths make tiny shapes of this gold. And then they give a bag to all the little kids. And all the little kids, they run around this bag of gold. And they give one little shape of gold to everybody they meet. And then we will have a little bit of gold, everyone, and we can trade some of the stuff we really want to trade if there's something that we really need to trade. I guess there will be something we really need to trade, but all the basics we don't need to trade because we're all going to use it. And we don't need to have everything at our own place because we're just going to go where the books are if we want a book. We're just going to go to the hospital if we're sick. We're just going to go to the tinkerer shop if we want to tinker. We don't need to have everything in our own house. At 9 o'clock, we're going to have another food court. With a kitchen and a restaurant and people coming and going. Making their glazed duck and their strawberry tart and their bean salads and everything. Sharing, eating. Tending to all the plants in there. And then at 10 and 11 o'clock, we're gonna have some space, you know. And there's a lot of other disciplines that I haven't mentioned. Let's see what kind of disciplines are out there that are useful for us. Guess we should have some kind of art. A place where you can really express yourselves. Perhaps with some games as well. All the materials for painting and drawing and all. Being creative. Playing games. You see, there is even space left. There is an abundance of space, guys. There is an abundance of everything. I guess we're gonna need some kind of storage space to put all the abundance. Maybe we're gonna need kind of like a storage / transportation hub where, when we have a lot of abundance, we wanna spread out, spread to a new area and create a new village. When this one village is saturated, we have all the houses and everything is set up, everything is covered in solar panels, and everybody's happy picking fruit from the trees, eating and enjoying themselves every day and doing what they love to do for the amount of hours that they love to do that, going around, trying a bit of everything. Then go playing, riding, sleeping, making love, looking at the stars. Having kids, right? The kids are gonna grow up and they're gonna need more space because we're gonna live for a long time. Because we're gonna be well fed and we're gonna have vitamins and there's gonna be clean water and we're gonna have great bodies, because we take care of everyone. There's not gonna be any obesity or craziness or psychopathic behavior. There's not going to be any slavery or scarcity or pain. Those are the things that the monetary system creates, All the pain and suffering and inhumanity that you see everywhere, that is the product of profit. That is the excrement of profit. Because some evil banker has to get off and has to get his private jet somewhere. That is why he has 10,000 slaves in a factory, And this banker, he has a wife, and he's cheating on his wife, and she's cheating on him, and they're very miserable people. And he is a monster because he's so scared, guys. He is really scared that he's not gonna be able to provide enough, that he's never gonna have enough, and that is why he is taking. Women just cling to the strongest male they can find. They stay with the alpha male. And it doesn't really matter how fucked up he is, because he's the alpha male. And she might be very miserable. She might hate her own life and his life and everything about him. And he may grow to hate her. And that is the sick symbiosis that's going on because of the monetary system. And the scarcity and the pyramid scheme. That is what's driving people apart, creating stress and misery. And they don't want to be monsters, guys, but they become monsters. They are created, and they don't even know it. And we're not gonna have that, guys. We are not going to have that. We are going to share and make love. And little babies, and they're gonna grow up and they're gonna spread to another area, and we're gonna send all the abundance that we have with them, and they're gonna create their own little new community with stuff that I can't even imagine, because they're healthy and have bright eyes and want to taste life and taste the universe and go to the stars and see the edge of space and play with all the little aliens out there. But I can't figure out why evil has to be there, I just don't know why evil has to be there. At this point in time, I know what evil is. I can see it now. I have tasted it too many times. I have experienced it too many times. I know what it is, and right now I'm asking you, can you please tell me why it's there? 'Cause I don't want it there. Is it really the point of it that I have to go fight it, that I have to go eradicate it, and then feel some kind of pride and be like the alpha male of everything, and all the people who stand beside each other of defeating evil, they feel this pride, or this sense of accomplishment, this goodness. Is that the point? Is that the point to teach us? Can you please tell me the point of why we're destroying the planet right now? Why we have psychopaths in all the big positions? Why we're buying and selling each other like cattle? Can you please explain that to me? Can you please tell me why rich people have poor people in the basement in little cages? They rape and torture and fuck over in the most horrible way. Can you please tell me why? 'Cause I don't understand it. I don't get it, guys. I can't see the point. I just want to live in paradise. I want to have a nice, peaceful day, A day where you wake up and you don't have to do anything at all. You don't have to do nothing. And you wake up and the love of your life is lying next to you. And you just have a morning fuck, right? You just all over each other in the morning. And you laugh and you giggle, and then it's like 10 o'clock, and you go and you have some grape juice and some kind of salad or something for breakfast. Some fruits, maybe some bread. And then you go along one of the little paths, and you see all the solar panels glint in the sun. The sky is clear, there's no chemtrails in the sky, there's no pollution. There are no nuclear power plants nearby that are about to explode. There are no coal power plants making the air a thick smog, or cars polluting everything. No. You're in your little perfect community, and you walk in there into the center. And in the center there's the symposium, that is where people gather to speak, to talk to each other, to learn from each other. Symposium, that's from ancient Greece, where people gathered and talked. and shared their mind. We're gonna go around in there and we're gonna pick an apple from a tree that's totally ripe. You're gonna put that apple in your mouth, and it's just gonna burst in your mouth with perfect taste and abundance. And you're gonna smile, because all the little kids are gonna be running around, not a care in the world. You're gonna go to the tinkerer's shop, and you're gonna see what your cousin made. Maybe you're gonna sit down and you're gonna fix your flashlight. And then you're gonna go over to the hospital and visit your grandparents, because they're in there, they're having some kind of therapy. You're gonna go read a book. And then you're gonna go over and draw, a drawing for a new building that they're figuring out how to build. And then you're gonna go make lunch. You're gonna go to one of the food courts and take out some delicious food and prepare it for everyone, and you're gonna enjoy that and have some wine and have a toast and a laugh and a song perhaps. And then you're gonna go further out in the food court and you're gonna tend to some of the plants. You have some plants out there that you really care for, and some spices. There are some tomatoes out there and some cucumbers that you're tending to. And then you're gonna get on your horse and you're gonna ride out to the waterfall and have a swim with the family and your friends. And then you're gonna build a fire along the side of the river. You're gonna lie and stare up into the stars and point at the stars and trying to find the edge of space. And you're gonna lie there with a gigantic smile on your face, because everything is as it's supposed to be. And the entire planet is one giant consciousness, and there's no war anywhere. There's no pollution and pain. There's just perfect abundance and perfect paradise for all of us. So that is the vision, guys. That is what it's supposed to be like. And now I got to tell you, you've been wondering what the sky is all about. And when you hear your evil politicians and your fucked up banksters telling you shit in the TV and in the newspapers and on the internet, and you're gonna think they're insane, right? You're gonna think, I know the truth. I heard the truth from Mike. He told me about the world as it should be. And I don't give a flying fuck what all you insane people say out there. Because I have seen the light. I have seen the stars, and I know that we are a tiny planet in an infinite space. And this entire space is our playground, and we're supposed to share everything. And go out there and enjoy it. And you know why there's such long distance between the stars? It's like a buffer, It's so that we have a little maneuvering room, to stretch our legs. Imagine if everything was clammed up. All the planets was like colliding all the time. And we're thinking, oh God, it's so far out there, and how are we gonna travel all that distance? Doesn't matter, guys. When we need to expand, we're gonna find the ways to do it. And right now we have everything we could possibly want in this star system. Mars is right there. Mars is really lonely, It wants to be colonized right away. And all the big planets are there with all the resources for us to harvest at any point. And we're gonna find out how to travel effortlessly, without rocket fuel and chemical burns and all that stuff. We're gonna figure out how to travel in space, because that's why space is there. Do you really think that space is there and we're not supposed to travel in it? Like, oh God, we're just like a micro fraction of everything, and we're supposed to stay here for eternity, right? Bullshit. It is there for the taking, people. It is there to be explored. It is a playground. It is abundance. There is no scarcity. There is only abundance. And my mind is empty now. I guess I got to say what I wanted to say. And I'm not sure where we go from here, because we're in the hands of the evil people, They have such a death grip around us, and there are so many people who don't understand anything and think that their 9-to-5 slavery job is the way to go. That is the way of the future, and how do we get there? It's just a matter of changing your mind. If everybody just changed our mind at the same time, we could do all this tomorrow. We could do it effortlessly tomorrow, It's not very hard, it's quite simple. Is any of the things that I've explained to you about this kind of village, the layout and everything, is that very difficult to do? No, not at all. It's very, very simple. Completely easy. But it doesn't create monetary profit, And that's why we're not doing it. That's why we're killing each other instead. And watching all those evil TV shows about people ripping each other apart. And mind fucking each other with commercials and chemicals and politics and war. I guess maybe I'm ahead of my time. I guess maybe I'm a loner. I guess maybe I'm one of those weird people who doesn't fit in, right? I'm threatening you right now. And your perfect little life at the top of the pyramid. You don't want to hear this, right? You just want to go on in your little life, pretending none of this is even here. Pretending that I'm the weird one. But I know that I am the sane one. And the evil people are the unsane ones. But they are still in power, And I really want to kill them. I really want to assassinate them and fuck them over in the most horrible way. But I don't think I even have the stomach for that when it comes down to it. I wish they would just disappear, you know, like fog and sunshine. Alright, guys. That was kind of a rough session, huh? A lot of truth, a lot of pain. But I think I just kind of described to you what it could be like, you know. And that is important. You need to know what we're aiming for in order to get there, right? Otherwise, you're just gonna do more of the same. So I'm just gonna say, good luck, guys. Good luck to everyone. And this is Mike, signing out.